Exactly. Exactly, as you're just saying. So now we're recording. So as always, we'll plan to make the whole recording public, but if anything gets said that you think, shouldn't be out there, let me know so we can cut the recording and start again. And if we don't cut it, we'll just plan to make the whole thing public. Sound good?
Sounds great.
Okay, great. So great to be with you as we're reintroducing ourselves now that the video is starting. But yeah, as you were just saying, that's the thing is like, we can't plan when the gems are going to come out when we're in a mode where we're just channeling wisdom, and great information into the world. And we want it all captured. We want something to be able to be done with it. Thankfully, now we have the system that does that, which is amazing. I'm being amazed every day. I have to, just honor you and thank you for your patience in this whole process. You're getting to see, how things just keep going on in terms of the programming and the challenges. I'm going to show you today, like you're going to get to see the gears in ways that nobody's seen really. So you can just kind of like, yeah, you can, this, I've never actually, I'll just show you really quickly, just so you
you're like, let me just put it out
there. But before I do that, actually, I do want to say before we dive into all that, I want to create some context for, our meeting for today. I want to be really intentional. I'm going to show you how I process the video, which is great. And now we have that to work with. I'll show you what we can do with that. And that's, all of this potential snippets that are going to be, parts of your thoughts, on your pages, right? In your stories, basically. So your story, your stories will be made up of all these thoughts. We'll get into the details of that as we're doing it. Hey Siri, stop. Siri decides.
Bad Siri, bad. I'm not talking to you.
Yeah. So, hey Siri, stop. Hey Siri, stop.
I won't say her name.
That's funny.
Name that should not be mentioned.
Hey Siri, stop. That's kind of crazy. I'm actually gonna unplug it. We don't have a need for that right now. Okay, so yeah. So as I was saying, we want to frame the context within of our meeting within really honing in on the reality that you want to create in the world for yourself. Like you need to share, I want to share the vision with you of where you go with everything. Specifically, we're going to focus on the different segments, like the Reiki practitioners and the one-on-one clients and, retreat clients. And we're going to really focus on what your sales funnel is and how it's evolving with other offerings that you're planning. And what I really want to do with you to get to a real, base level of how you make the most out of the tools that you have is for us to really understand the lay of the land with all of the different areas that you're expanding in, right? Each track. And what it takes for you to go to that next level. Like what sort of clients do you need to have? What do you need to sell to them? What do you need to upsell to them? What's the next level? What's the next level? And have you share with me where it all takes you to so that we can use the tools to engineer you to get there as quickly, as happily, as fulfilled as possible. So how does that sound?
Sounds wonderful.
Yeah, I appreciate that. So we're going to get into all of those details because, like I said, and this is, we kind of jumped right in because you're like, yes, I'm interested. And I was like, great, now you're a launch, supporter. And we got into all of that. Now that, you've taken it to a deeper level, we're providing this full service package to you. And just so you understand, the mechanics of it all, of how it's flowing, so there's no questions in your mind. Like I spent 2 hours doing the process of the processing of the video that you're going to see. and an hour additional beyond that of doing some analysis and thinking this through and planning, what we're going to do and the agenda and all of that. So 3 hours up to this point. This will be the 4th hour of the 6 hours that you already provided support for. So we'll decide exactly, how you want to use those 2 other hours, and then how we want to go and what combination of full service, self-service. I'm going to be handing you everything and be showing you how I did different things, like different shortcuts and everything. Right. So again, you'll have, full self-service capability as soon as the tech is ready within the coming days, but also, you're getting, the full service support, and you get to choose as much of that as you want. Right. Yep. So any questions about any of that before we dive right in?
Nope. I'm sure they'll come as things start unraveling. So for right now, I'm like, okay, this is great.
Yeah, perfect. And yeah, we'll get into the end afterwards. So great. We're on the same page. I'm going to show you again, just so it's not a mystery, and then we'll come back into your specifics and we'll go back to the mind map. I know you said that you started a subscription. Did you alter it at all? Has it changed since we started?
Honestly, I haven't really. I totally forgot about it since our last session. Like I said, I've gotten thankfully so busy, and then I've been traveling, and Saturday I leave out of the country again. I'm like,
it's perfect. It's all good. It's all happening in divine timing.
Exactly.
And yeah. And so we'll go back to the mind map. And this is again where on the mind map, we're going to focus on what are your products and services in specific areas. What are your plans for how you evolve to the next level in this area? What is the next product or service for you, right? Like what other clientele do you want to develop? What do you offer? All of those specifics, because I want to help you get it really down to the revenue aspect. You get what I'm saying? Like we're systematizing your revenue generation from the things that support you in your evolution in the direction you want to go. Do you see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And the more successful you are in these areas, the more you get to evolve, and the more you get to evolve, and we're just making it super efficient. So that's where, again, we got a lot of great content from last time. I'll walk you through again how I broke that down. And then, there's other things I realized we left off last time, so you can do it on your own, or we could plan for it in the future. More are the background stuff. Like you had told me some of the background stuff in a previous, recording. But your education and how you evolve from your education, different areas, and all of that, about me stuff. So that still, is there for you to record at some point, whenever. But I just noticed that. And as I go through, we'll do it together, but especially as I process the video more, we'll identify the areas that you want to go deeper in, right? And we'll identify the areas that are specifically relevant to certain products and services that you have. And that's the main thing, again, is we want to make sure we're building your content around your products and services to support that's the end result of where the people that are consuming this content get to go, right? They get the payoff by now starting this relationship with you, this cycle where they're giving you value, and collectively you're getting value from all these people. You can create more value, for each one of them than they're paying for, right? Yes. And that's like this collective cycle. And I know you get it because I watched your video about your on-demand content that you have, and what you're doing with that. I did like a brief drop through it, like each one of your socials, and we're going to get into each of those too to give me an idea of like where you're at with each one, what your intention is, what you're creating, those sorts of things. And that's where, again, you may not always be thinking in this kind of way, but what I'm doing the best I can is to have you have everything you do be in alignment with an intention that gets you in a place that you want to be. and that you're using your valuable time and energy and resources in the most efficient and most effective ways to get where you want to go, right?
That is very, very key and still a work in progress. So I appreciate all the help to like keep narrowing it.
Yeah, that's perfect. And that's what we, again, we're going to focus on. It's always a work in progress for all of us, right? And that's the like beauty of, what you and I are doing right now, about to be a whole interconnected weaving of everybody that's trying to do similar stuff. And you can just tap right into the paths people have already, all of that's coming. But it's awesome that just, in this experience, you're ready to share what you have, in ways that it can be received, in these in the specific areas that people are interested in, right? That's the real challenge, and that's how, like we've talked about, AI is really going to help us. Is instead of us having to sort through all this extraneous video that we have to watch to get to the part we're interested in, or all the way through this article to find what we really, we don't have time for that, and now we can have our assistants that are sorting through all of that and picking and pulling the parts that we're most interested in, right? And that's where, again, you get to be found where people are interested in those places where they're micro tuning into, I have anxiety at work and I'd like to do something where I'm not being touched. What are my options, right?
Right.
And so, again, all of that now, any questions or comments about all of that as I'm creating?
Oh, this is great. It's totally the path that I've been on in the last few months, and just really getting much more clarity and confidence, and that I feel because I'm much more clear and focused, the abundance and the clients are coming in with these, like the ideal people that I want to work with. I'm like, yeah, like you're my ideal client come to life. Thank you very much. Keep going.
That's so great. And I really appreciate you, recognizing that, because that is a big part of the concept of Uniting for Action, but also for what we're making available to everybody. Is that Uniting for Action is holding this energy for you that's allowed you to have this clarity and this, the energy that you're saying, that to be able to have just everything flow, right? And people look to you for the same, right? For you to help them get in an energy space that allows it all to flow, right? And in a certain respect, we're all doing that in our interactions with others in some kind of energy space, right? It's all like an energetic exchange of a flow of energy in some way, right? Which again, makes what you do really great, so specific, that you're working with people's energy and remotely. And I'm looking forward to talking more about, we're going to get to today specifically what sort of content needs to be created in these different areas, what types of videos need to be created for these specific areas that you want to evolve in. And, in the videos, we're going to be focusing on, well, we'll see as we get to that part and we start to see where everything sorts out. But to pull it all back to what we're talking about, I want to make sure that we're communicating on a level of you being really, really clear of what your priorities are. And that's where, again, we'll go into the mind map to focus on the priorities and add priorities and that sort of thing. Because again, you'll be noticing with this system and the systemization that we're doing, you won't be able to afford, wasted effort, so to speak.
Right.
It won't make sense to do this one thing that you've always been doing if it's not giving you as much return on investment of your time as this other thing, that it's way more worth your time to create results, right? Like that's what it'll come down to. So let me dive in and share with you what the technology looks like right now so you can get a sense of it and then start using it as quickly as I can, get it ready for you. So here we go. You're the first one to see all of this. And this is what it looks like. So here is the navigation, okay?
Wow.
And I created, yeah, it's very interesting and different. And I'm not going to go so deep because, again, it's not all functioning right. You'll see, like, it doubled these things, and there's some. These are the bugs I'm still working out. But what it's doing is, okay, Mariposa Holistic is a theme. Okay, that's your theme of stories. Okay. And then underneath that, you have Reiki, which is a story. Okay. And then underneath Reiki, you have one-on-one sessions. And underneath one-on-one sessions, you have virtual sessions. So you see what I've done is I followed these thought branches all the way down this tree without even leaving this page. I'm just like hovering over things to navigate where I want to get to within all of your thought branches. You see what I'm saying?
It's awesome.
Yeah, so this is how easy I'm making it to be able to just navigate through things, okay? And this is where over time, it's going to get crazy because it's really going to be how fast can people navigate through all of these branches to create a decision at some point, you know, or whatever, an action at the end of the branch. You followed it all out. Now you want to create an action, devote resources. Oh, I'm going to pull back, whatever it is, but you get what I'm saying. It's crazy where it's going, but at least it's manageable at this level. At this level, you can see all the branches, and then you know, down here is where, and this is all of the debugging code that I left in just so you could see, like, this is what I'm doing every day. It's like, oh, it's not working. Let me read this thing and figure out why it's not working. So, but when it's working, what it looks like down here is like virtual sessions. So I pulled this from our video, and this is, again, the bug. This video actually should be sitting up here, but that's the, you know, part of the bugginess right now.
That's your job.
Yeah, I got to fix that. But this is where I pause the video. I'm going to show you a couple of things with YouTube I'm not sure if you're aware of. So let me show you where, you know, I put in the link for the video to start right at this moment. So you'll see where it starts.
So virtually, I do the same process. I explain to the person, just like I'm explaining to you, what's going to happen in the session. You may feel my energy moving over you. You may feel tightness, tension, or even pain. You may notice that you start laughing or you start crying, all of these different sensations.
So, you know, this is an example where, you know, that's just like 20-second clip, 30-second clip, but really good, you know, tight content, you know, of what you want to share and how you want to share it. And so what I created just to show you is how I process the video. So this is what it looks like when I process the video. And this process is going to evolve, but this is what it looks like right now. So what you're looking at is, and this is a Google Doc that I'll share with you. Let me take a quick drink. Any questions before I show you this?
No, everything, you're doing awesome.
Thank you. Okay, so the Google Doc is linked to this YouTube video. And so this is the video, the full video of what I just showed you. But I want to show you these tricks in case you don't know them, because they're really important.
You may notice.
So I started.
You start laughing or you start crying, all of these different sensations. I have.
Okay.
So if the person is laying down
really
in a way.
Okay. So the did you know that you can share a video to start at a certain point in the video? Were you aware of that?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's really important because what that does is now that this whole video is uploaded, it allows you to mark a clip without even having to do any editing. So this is like the lowest, level way of just sharing stuff where you're not even cutting up the video, but you're just taking a timestamp and putting it out there. So, when it's more worth your time, when it's more automated, it'll be all chopped up, but this is kind of a quick and easy, for sharing stuff, just to let you know about that level. That's like, the first level of effort on that. So that's the first thing. And then the second thing is that on the page, what I did was I took a quote from what you said, and I was like, oh, that was really good. I want to actually put that as text on the page. And so this is how you share your thoughts in general. It's like a little blurb of text, a video clip, like that's a thought. Okay. And that's how these thoughts fit together. And then so what you can also do, is you can open this transcript. So let me show you that if you didn't know. So you have these three little dots over here next to share, clip, and save. And you click on that, and then it says show transcript. And you click on show transcript, and then it has the transcript of the video here. And you can actually copy and paste from the transcript to take the text out of the video if you want to.
Oh my gosh. So every YouTube video has this?
Pretty much. It's possible it doesn't, but most of them have it automatically. The other thing to know about, because it's important, is this toggle timestamps. So as soon as you do show me the transcript, it's going to have all these timestamps, which is great if you want to know what they are. But if you're trying to copy and paste the text, then it's copying all of the timestamp information as well, and then it makes it messy when you try to like paste it. I'll just show you so you understand what I'm saying. So now that I copied it and now that I paste it, it's got all these numbers in the middle, so I don't have just straight text. You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
So what you need to do instead is you click on these three dots, and then you click on toggle timestamps, and then it gets rid of the timestamps, and now you just have straight text that you can copy. And
wow.
Yeah, and I'm sharing all this again because either you're going to start doing this a bit for your content, something like this, or you're going to hire somebody to do it for you, But in one way or another, you want to be processing your content, into these, until we have AI doing it in a totally automated way, we have to, put our work behind it. So what it looks like, as I showed you, let me go back again, is the process video. So basically I've got a start and a stop. Most of it was about you, but for the first like 16 minutes, we were talking about Uniting for Action stuff. And then at 16:06, that's when we started what ended up being the choppy, non-usable video, remember? Mm-hmm. And that went to 1841. So this is the start stamp, and this is the end stamp of the clip, and this is the duration of the clip, and this is the description of that little clip that I identified. So this one is a description of services, not great video quality. Then I started rating them down here. Not sure. Oh, yeah, I think, yeah, this is when we started. So basically, my rating is like general, priority for turning into, some content, to getting in and doing some editing around and creating it. So I went through and, like, here's different examples. Here's where I marked 1-1. So like 1 is the top. 1 is almost like for sure it should get put into something. 2 is like maybe, going down from there, 4, 5, like probably not. Then I mark other ones that are really notable, like 1-1 or 1-1-1. This is just a system that I've developed, and again, is going to evolve over time as the whole world starts to improve upon it. but this is what I've been doing in order to really narrow down on these very specific clips that could do something. Like here is where you started talking about the packages, right? So we want to know, you know, we want to create a page about your package. Well, here's where we pull that from. We've already processed the video. We know that. Now, you get what I'm saying? Like all of these clips can go into all the proper places in all of your thought branches. Like every one of these, you know, has the opportunity if we want to get down to, you know, all 80 of them. Or do we just want to focus on the top, you know, 20? Or you get what I'm saying? Like, again, the part of the thing to think about is that, you know, none of it is wasted because anything that we capture now will get processed by the AI in due time, you know, so that's really, you know, comforting in knowing that, you know, we won't have to redo anything, and you're developing a library of content, you know, as you go, and you're doing it very intentionally in all of these specific areas that we are interested in, right? So like the last 2 hours I was planning of your 6 hours, you know, in my mind, was for me to take the 2 hours to go through this and pull out these different thoughts and put them into these stories like I started doing to build out your pages, you know, where again, it starts with, you know, holistic and then Reiki and then one-on-one sessions and then virtual sessions. And just to go back to both your map, and again, this is where we'll talk about it today, you know, what are the top important things? And that'll help guide us as to what bits and pieces we're pulling out of it, right? We're going to focus on your, you know, top priorities now and how we're going to have content in those areas already that we shot last week or that you have from somewhere else, or whether there's content for us to be created, identifying, you know, who the target audiences are for those specific things. You know, again, really honing in on the sales funnel aspect. So I'm ready to dive into all of that to start having you, you know, share with me everything about all of that, and maybe building out the mind map along the way as you're talking. Is there anything else you want to, you know, say about what I just shared, or any questions or any other ways you want to incorporate anything?
I guess my only question, I mean, that was a lot. Great stuff. And I agree. I like the direction you're going in regards, like the last 2 hours, just kind of putting all that material together. One of the things that I'm guessing is like, would I be able to have access to the raw file, so that I can, you know, like you said, using those timestamps to create, or I can just tell you, hey, you know, based on, like, for example, here, let me just see if I can clarify what's all these ideas in my head. Like I'm purposing or recreating my website to make it more like what's happening now. So it sounds like it might definitely mirror what you're offering, you know, what you're gonna put on. What I thought would be kind of cool is like some of that content that you already have, instead of duplicating or making more, is taking, let's say, the sections that talk about me, my story, right? And then have that in the about me section. And then another one that's like just all of the different components with Reiki, and then just like bits and pieces to make it into like a 3 to 4 minute video.
Exactly. Absolutely. That's totally, you're on it. And I'm glad you want to take, you know, that level. And that's the purpose. Let me go back to the doc to let you get it. The purpose of the doc is for it to be a shared doc as much as you'll take it forward. Because what we want to do now is we want to add this column, and this is Paty's rating. So we have Jared's rating and Paty's rating. And you can add different columns where this is like everything all at once, but you could add 2 columns, and you could have in that column, you know, remote Reiki. and then another column that has,
Right.
and those actually are the tags. And that's where, we're getting to the point where we can have the tags on all of this so that each clip is just getting whatever tags it should have. And then you can find that clip based on querying those different tags.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And that's where, again, I'm putting the tools in your hand to do all of that as much as you will, as much as you are personally willing to do, this detailed level work, is as much as you're going to get really amazing content, because you are going to be taking all of this content that's coming out in a very loquacious way, and it's going ahead and getting compacted and shared for people in ways that they are, very specifically interested in, right? And then again, to have that married to your products and services that you are offering. So again, that's what we're focusing on now, and that's why I want to like really see and understand your, sales funnels and your products and services, because I want to help you build your thought branches with your content around that. I want to choose the clips that support, what your intentions are, and identify where we need to create new content that we don't have, or a different type of content. It needs to be a testimonial. It needs to be an in-action show. It needs to be, a quick cut type of thing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's basically the way that I see, how I'm supporting you right now, how Uniting for Action is supporting you, is we're about to get very clear, on the mind map, your universe, your world, how you want to evolve into all those spaces. We're going to identify all the products and services that support you in going in those directions. We're identifying the different types of clients, you need for each one of those different paths or tracks. Your practitioner clients, your one-on-one clients, your retreat clients, different clients, and the map of the sales funnel, so that we can then fill in the sales funnel with the content that needs to be created to be able to complete the sales, to move people through the funnel, right? And to have all of that, organized in an automated way within your presence, within the realm of empowerment, so that anybody can come in through any of that all the time, right? That it's just there waiting for people, to serve them. So that's the way I see everything in a nutshell right now. Does that all make sense? Any questions or comments about that?
No, I mean, yeah, this all makes sense. One of the things that I like about this concept is the really narrow, because I mean, as we saw on the mind map, there's a lot of different directions, which is what my website will be like. Here's all these different things. Yet, Uniting in Action, what I foresee would be more focused on the Reiki, the energy healing, chakra balances, to begin with, right? And then as that just gets like cemented and really grounded and cleaned up, then we can start adding the different components. One, because I know that if you offer too many things, right, it confuses people. So that's why I'm like redoing my website, one, because it's just all that content is so old. But I haven't like sat down and be like, okay, so I don't even work with career and anxiety. I was like, what the hell was I thinking? But it's things just become clearer as, again, you just keep doing the work, which is, again, what you're doing. So yeah, I'm good overall.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it's awesome. And yeah, it's how we evolve. And, this empowers us to intentionally evolve in ways that just weren't available before,
Right.
And, so that's why the very first thing that we want to do, and again, for specific reasons to get you onboarded into the, you know, as a launch supporter, we were focusing on that. But that's where, you know, our first step is you sharing the vision of where you're going with everything, right? And that's what we're about to do right now. So let me bring up the mind map and have you, you know, talk, you know, we'll add some of these as, you know, priorities, color code them, you know, talk about anything else that should be added to this as priorities in your life, because that's, you know, this, once we have this map of your priorities and where you want to get results the soonest or the biggest or whatever it looks like, once you've clearly communicated that to me, you've communicated to the world, you know, and now this sits there for anybody that supports that and knows somebody that supports that. It's your opportunity for the support you're speaking into existence to show up and support you, right? And as we've talked about, the more you grow and, you know, and influence people, the more and more people will be showing up, you know, to do all of that. So let's focus now on this. And, you know, tell me what, on a day-to-day basis, what is popping in your mind as like the, you know, the thing or the things that you really, you know, want to address most significantly. You know, what's on your mind the most?
Yeah, for me, what's on my mind the most is really creating a virtual business that's 90% virtual.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought you went away. I was like, where'd you go? You went behind the screen. So yeah, in regards, because the lifestyle I want to create is one of traveling and moving around. So that being said, the left side of the mind map is, you know, focusing on the individual sessions, the teaching Reiki, and once I can sit down and do it, the group program for Reiki practitioners, which is becoming much more clear in my head. It's just getting the details out, like getting this out of my mind map and into a program. But yeah, everything. And one of the areas I'm really focusing and fine tuning is being being trauma aware. So everything, especially on the left side, is trauma aware, Reiki, trauma aware, energy healing, trauma aware, Reiki practitioners, right? Because I know it's so important to understand that when somebody's coming with things, it's what's happened to them that brought them to the state that they are in, and are they ready to shift it? So really teaching Reiki practitioners that.
Yeah, that's really great. So I kind of want to bookmark that in a way. Let me make a note, because yeah, let me take a note real quick. Okay, so that's just to use that as an example. What type of messaging do you already have around that to practitioners regarding, you know, the trauma aware and what you want to make, you know, what you want, the specific, yeah, where are you at in your communication of, you know, your intentions with that audience?
Yeah, that's where I'm not at. So like I said, a lot of this is in my head, or it's like when I teach the classes, or maybe I do a little presentation, but it's not organized. And funny enough, I was thinking about this today, because one of the things I have on my calendar is at the end of August to start promoting or to do a webinar and promote my group practitioner program. And then I was just thinking, I was like, well, I haven't even let anybody know that's even going to be a possibility. So like you said, it's that content, it's in bits and pieces, but nothing that's focused or zeroed in to say, hey guys, this is going to be happening, right? Because again, I feel like, well, I'm not ready, or I don't have all the information. I don't know how to, right? Complicating things, which I do well.
Well,
Working on improving that.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that's a human condition for sure. We all are doing all of that. You know, as I was hearing you say, in my mind, I was breaking it down to like, you know, different nano actions that needed to get handled, right? Well, then this has to happen, this has to happen. So, you know, we have the ability to go down any mapping path as detailed as you want for you to get all of these very specific to do things that either you're going to have to do or you're going to have to provide support to someone in some way or some energy exchange that they're going to do for you. But this is where it gives you a real reality check of whatever you're speaking into existence. Like, here's the whole, all the stuff that's now going to have to happen, you know? So either you're going to have to do, you know, 500 hours of work, or you're going to have to pay somebody $10,000 to do it, you know, or somewhere in between. Do you get what I'm saying?
Totally, totally.
So this is again, the tools will allow you to go down those roads as deep as you want to. Keep dividing as much as you can to bring in others when you don't know. Like, all I know is that, you know, I need a video. I don't know, I don't know anything about editing it or producing it or how much it costs or who's good or anything like that. I just know I need a video, right? And that's where, again, it's not here yet, but very soon within the system, you'll have all of these other examples of all of these other people that had the same sort of, you know, thing that they needed a video, right? And here's their solution, and here's the ones that work the best. And you get what I'm saying?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah, this all makes sense. I'm really excited to, again, just be, I mean, your, like, what we've been working on has just been giving me much more focus. Like, it kind of like bringing into this confirmation, this, okay, let's keep bringing it down. So yeah, and actually I'm going to be traveling next week. And one of the things I'm really excited about is that I will have a lot of downtime, and that downtime, my intention is to work on this, on the group program, because I keep seeing more and more reasons to like do it, get it done. Especially like I was mentioning earlier, all these like, forget spiritual awakening. That's out the door. It's more of like these spiritual experiences that people are having, that they're scared, or they're just like, this doesn't make sense, and they're looking for that support person to help them make sense of something that just society says is not possible. So I feel like that's part of the responsibility that I've been given with the gifts that I have, to be able to help. And one thing I really have always gravitated towards is like other practitioners or therapists, to be like, what are you guys doing to take care of your people, right? The ethics around it.
That's so awesome. I really appreciate that you're holding that space and creating that space for those people. So many of those people, you know, have been my friends. I've had, you know, so many friends share with me so many, you know, what would a lot of people in the world would call crazy experiences, right?
Yes.
I know a lot of friends that have had a lot of crazy experiences, and, you know, I get that it's, you know, it's all real to them first of all, you know, and that's what matters in terms of how you're supporting them, right?
Exactly.
That they're having the real feelings and the real experiences, and that's their experience. So I really honor and appreciate you for, you know, being with people where they're at with all the trauma. That seems it's beyond my comprehension to be able to go there with people, you know, and especially on a regular basis and stuff. So I really honor you for the space that you're holding. It's really powerful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, yes. I hope you're getting a lot of that acknowledgement in your world. Definitely deserve it. So let's for the trauma aware, for those for that audience, let's just spend a little bit more time on it to come up with some ideas of like what communication might look like to the audience that you want to, you know, talk about that with, or you want to connect with that about.
The education, is that what you meant? You said?
So the group, the practitioners that you want to connect with about the trauma aware aspect, and you want to, well, let's start with this. What is the product or service, or products or services connected with that?
The group practitioner program will be, I mean, I'm not sure, it would be a specific time frame. I haven't identified what exactly, because I haven't defined all the different modules I want to offer. What my intention is, and this is something that came clear to me, is I want to work with people Reiki 2 and above who are.
It's called the group practitioner what?
Yeah, no, it's gonna be called the Trauma Aware Reiki Group, or Reiki Practitioners Group Program. I know, super long name.
Let me put it over here then. Okay, so it's going to be called the start from the beginning.
Yeah, I mean, again, I haven't really 100% this is it, because it is a very long name.
It's the working name.
Yeah, it's still a little work in progress, but what it sounds right is a trauma aware Reiki practitioners group program.
Okay, good. So let me also just get clear about the time. You said you have until when that you're available today?
For like 40 more minutes.
40 more minutes? Okay, got it. So,
oh, sorry, I meant 20 more minutes.
20 more minutes. Okay, so till 5:40.
Exactly.
Okay, great. Okay, so okay, let me just pause for a second, as I want to get a sense of, again, how we can maximize the use of the 20 minutes, and I want to make sure that what we're talking about is that. So let's do a little bit more of like showing me other things that are priorities as well. Like give me a little bit more of the bigger lay of the land before we start zoning in on one, if that's okay. Does that work?
Yeah, for sure.
Just for a few minutes, because I want to get a sense. I know this is one priority of yours. What other priorities do you have on the map, or that should be on the map?
Yeah, so definitely teaching classes.
Let me okay, teaching classes.
Yes. Let me see. The one-on-one coaching program that I already have.
Here.
Mm-hmm. And I guess the last thing would be the one-on-one Reiki sessions. Yeah, and I would just say just zeroing in on that would be more than suffice, because if I can, not if, when I can build this out, because this is like really my trauma aware focus, right? Reiki, coaching, the classes, the group program, right? That's going to be the theme, right? Or my niche per se. And really developing this, the content, the videos, the pictures, that stuff. So zeroing in on this would be very helpful for me, because then it's like, okay, whenever I do start speaking out, not it when, but as I keep speaking up and doing, let's say, social media lives like Instagram live or anything like that, I'll know, oh, my focus is trauma aware. So how can I keep educating about trauma, the importance of, Reiki practitioners to be trauma aware. So I know all this. It's just getting this out of my head and effectively putting it out there.
Well, it's great that you're saying that, because I do feel like that's another session for us. If you want to set up another one, is for us to spend, an hour on the trauma aware, and for you to take the time in advance to think through, and, we can talk through in advance, all the different things you want to hit on, all the content that we want to create about it, and anything else, including the about us that you can use for your website, and also, the more about us type of stuff for the system. But so let me share with you, because I was thinking about it before, because I really appreciate our synergy. I really appreciate how you're receiving everything, and how well it's working for you, how much you get it, and how much you're into this as a reality creation, which that like the whole world is going to be into. But it's amazing when it's like this, how many people project whatever they project onto it, that they can't even get what's there. You get what I'm saying?
Exactly.
They don't have the time to understand what the possibility is, because they're so overwhelmed with their whole world that they can't hear anything else, from wherever at this point that doesn't meet whatever filter they're filtering the world through. You get what I'm saying? And you get it, because as you're supporting people, you're helping them with those filters and helping them, open up to more of, opportunities and seeing the world and not being so closed in. And saying that, I'm remembering that I really wanted to talk to you. Let me take a quick break. One of the videos, I'm going to put it in a list for you, and I guess we'll go back and forth. Let me just show you what it looks like really quickly. I'm jumping around with so many different thoughts, but I want to
I hear you.
I want to get across what I'm saying about this. Oh, I want to show you these other samples too. But here's, different videos as an example.
Yeah.
So, cross-promotional, like I saw you did with Libby. Is that her name?
Yes.
That was great. I saw that video. That's a great example of, you guys doing something together that both get exposure to each other's audiences. We're going to really focus on that. And I want to have you, if possible, to do some type of cross promotion. I don't know what it's going to look like, but with Angie, since you guys know each other and have connected in the past, and she's also a launch supporter, and I want to, really kind of like help you guys produce something that can be really great for both of you. That's kind of a visual that I have. In action videos, of you doing things with people, testimonial videos, interviews, your weekly meditation, your monthly Reiki, promotional videos, quick cuts. These are all just, perspective type of videos that we want to look at, what needs to be created to help you move along these, aspects of your funnel, the tree in your funnel. And we want to, today, but let me go back. We want to add, again, what's in your sales funnel in each of these areas and what is to be developed, for your sales funnel for each of those areas. But going back to what I was saying about the simpatico and what you're doing and how I'm supporting you is that, you and Angie are the ones that I really want to support, right now with my energy. I mean, I'm open to other people showing up, but it's like you're the perfect person at the perfect time with the perfect, it's like everything is in perfection. And, I think you really understand the situation that I've been in and the development of this and all the years and all the, challenge to do this and the financial challenge to do this. So on the one hand, I want you to value everything as much as you possibly can and give as much as you possibly can in exchange and let me know what that is. And on the other hand, I want to be as generous as I can possibly be, with my time with you as well. And I want to, if you're interested, I want to extend the offer that I had before, where you provided the 300 for 6 hours, and extend that again and again if you're interested, up to 600 if you want to do that offer now for the 12 hours to lock it in. I'll be really direct with you, just before you enter to just say, you get that it's really amazing for both of us that we get to be in this experience with each other.
Yeah.
Because as quickly as possible, you get that I won't be having these kinds of conversations
of course
with people, at this kind of level. It's going to be a whole different thing. So yeah. I want to, treasure this with you, because this is my, unique experience as much as it is yours, and I want to, again, support you as much as I can, and allow you to benefit from it quickly. That's why I want to, really focus on the revenue, really focus, but also, like we talked about, it's been the experience. You, Angie, another client said, when we were talking about doing like another contract, they said, let me think about it. They did a meditation. They said, if I should do this, please have the money show up. And like within a few minutes, a client called and booked, and they're like, okay. And like, that's, yeah. you get, because you're in that world, you get that we're in this energetic vortex that the universe is supporting this coming into existence. So, I want all of us to be able to, channel all of that as much as possible, right? For all of us to be in that experience. So anyways, I want, more than anything, regardless of how all of this keeps evolving, I want to just, really appreciate and honor this space that we're holding, and that you're being the person that I'm sharing, the system with in the first time in this way, that we're using your content to be able to launch the realm of empowerment to support people. Like, this is, I honor you, that the universe has chosen you to be this person. And I think that you're a tremendous, person to be in this role. So thank you. I honor you. And, you can just share with me, you know, how you're feeling with everything in terms of, I know you don't have the system to use, you know, today, but how much you want to work with it on your own, how much you want me to keep supporting you in this way and this rate, or, you know, you tell me what you're feeling and what, you know, what feels right for you.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, to be honest, you know, as my business which is so funny because since May, I'm like, things are gonna keep slowing down. We're getting into summer. Hell no. I mean, thank goodness. I've been so busy. Even my husband's like, good Lord. I'm like, yes, this is amazing. So yeah, exactly. So I don't know what kind of energy you're bringing, but yeah, you're definitely a keeper. So I can definitely do another like 300, not a problem. And then we can, you know, after that wraps up, more likely, because honestly, at the end of the day, you're the expert in this tech stuff, and it's one thing that I can get off my plate. I'll give you an example, like the videos you've been seeing on Instagram. I have not done them. I create some of the video, and then I do have a VA that all she does for me is social media, because I was like, I need to stay visible. I just don't want to be on there on a constant basis. And so since I've brought her in, it's just given me so much stress relief. And so I can continue being available for clients, for this program, you know, just whatever else. And then also just time for me, you know, like self-care of like, I'm just going to get away from the computer today for like all day, you know? So I don't want pockets of time that I'm not with clients to be like, oh, I have to build and build and build, because I do want to create that group practitioner program, or I am creating it, and I want it to come out amazing. But I don't want to have to deal with like the editing or the content, or, you know, what you're doing, which is great. So, and I trust because you know the vision or the idea, you know, because like you said, you know, a lot of people that do this work, so you know what's important. The rest can be just removed and be like, okay, that was good, we don't need it.
It's really great that you're saying that, and it's a good segue into me showing you some examples of some other people, just to show you, like, open that conversation, because we're really going to build your brand at this point.
Yeah.
We're really going to focus on what brand you want to project into the world, right? So I'm about to stop the recording because I don't know the legalities of sharing their video on this video. So I don't want a copyright infringement or whatever. So, but before that, I just want to acknowledge and thank you for your commitment of another $300, another 6 hours. And I think, you know, depending upon your schedule, I would love to work with you sooner rather than later on that content. I would love to get that content recorded on the trauma, where the 1 hour session will do the about us stuff as well. So you have all of that, like everything we need to catch up on, and this new stuff. And again, we can communicate, you know, via WhatsApp and Google Drive in advance to hone in on some of these other things, because you know, we're starting to see the map together and figure out, you know, where to flow our energy. So you tell me your availability. Are you available like early next week or not? Or where are you at?
No,
and let me pause the recording while we're doing.
Yeah.
So thank you again. Awesome. Yay.
It's fun.
Oh. Okay. Go ahead.
So yeah, so one of my goals that I'm gonna be writing down, so I'm already making a list of things that I want to make sure I accomplish next week, so I don't get distracted as much. Yeah, stay focused, because there's a few like projects that I want to complete. What I was just saying is that I want to use the mind map, because I really like the visual, the able to connect and then adding the text to it, because that's how I work, trying to do things in Excel or document or paper. I'm like, this doesn't make sense to me. The way that you have it does, because then I can brainstorm, and then that's something that, you know, I can share with you. And yeah, any feedback would be great. Because I, you know, I like to like break it down into like the modules, what, you know, just really making sure like what's my purpose, what's my goal, and writing it all down in a visual way that works for me. So when I saw the mind map, I'm like, oh my God, this is perfect. I get to like play with this. It's just, yeah, sitting down and doing it.
Yeah,
So
that's great.
now I have accountability. Now you're like, Paty, have you started that mind map?
Yeah, I was gonna say, so is that what you're gonna do next week? Yes. Okay, great, awesome. So yeah, that's great. The link I sent you allows you to use the same mind map that I created without creating a separate account.
Oh, okay.
So we can both work off of the same mind map. It has a 30-day, it expires after 30 days. I think I can probably create another one for you, or I can copy the map and send you another one. But that's like the limited places on it if you don't have an account. If you're just a guest, you get like 30-day access to it.
Got it. That's probably why it shut down on me. I'm like, why can't I access it?
Oh yeah,
I'm
you
like,
can
where did it
return.
go? And you're like,
Oh,
no,
okay.
it's right here.
Okay, good. So I'll send you another link. I'll make a note of that.
Okay. No, the first link you sent me disappeared. That's okay, that makes sense. The second one, honestly, I haven't gone back. But yeah, let's just go ahead and create a new one. And so sorry, I see my cat. Hold on, let me just it's just
Sure.
moving a bottle. This was a glass bottle, and my cat was like,
got it. Yeah.
so,
Be careful of that. Okay,
yeah.
got it.
These are
Okay, great. Yeah, so I think with the mind map, you know, with the way it supports you visually, that's great. And so we can both work off of it. And it can get, you know, really detailed. Let me show you, you know, for inspiration, how detailed the last mind map I created with Angie was, because that's what we were focusing on doing. And you can see, you know, how deep you can go, you know, how quickly. We did this in like hour and a half or 2 hours.
oh my gosh.
Yeah, you see how many things we got into and how deep we went into a lot of it. So again, if you're willing to commit, you know, to spending the time and, you know, doing it, you can.
Yeah.
And there's a lot you can do with that. And it doesn't have to be perfect, and I can come in later and work with you on organizing it.
Yeah.
But just getting it out of your head into this space gives it the chance to start to take the further steps, right? That's the whole point of all of this, is as long as all this stuff is locked in our head, there's nothing, you know, else we can do about it. And, you know, so this is how we do it. So what I'll do, I'll send you these links.
Okay.
You have to go right now, right?
Yeah, about 1 minute.
Okay, yeah. I'll send you the links. They're just examples of people who I subscribe to that either do like Reiki online or something along those lines, just so you can see different people and different ways they brand themselves and all of that, just as an idea for you. One of the homework assignments I'd like you to do, if you can, is for you to find like models of other people on, you know, social media, YouTube, that have some aspect that you like about, you know, what they do, you know, the videos that they have. So whether it's the settings, whether it's the lighting, whether it's the, you know, the way they talk, the sound, and that's where, again, the different ones I'm going to send you are going to be different versions of that. But, you know, outside, inside, just all kinds of different stuff, clothing, you know, hair, you know, these are all things that you're going to be intentional about for whatever you want to create. And that's you're going to communicate that clearly to me and others, that that's what we're all creating, you know, in this model that is you. You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
You're speaking yourself into existence, and this is, you know, we're capturing it, and then that's how you get creative.
Okay, no, that makes sense. So, can we do this? When you send those links, put it in the Google Drive, and if you can create a new document, and then what I can do is watch the videos, make notes, and then see like, okay, and that way I can like put it under each video and say, okay, what I like best out of this video is da 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 da, and then that way it's just like all in one place, and that we can connect, so that when we meet together July 20th, we'll actually have a plan, or, you know, I can have the environment all set up, whether that's just a different screen, background. Like I do this one sometimes. Let me see if I can share it. Like when I'm teaching a Reiki class, I do this, right? So it's just a picture. Obviously I want to work on fixing it, because
we're
I'm covering this guy's head.
Yeah, we're gonna come up with a background behind you, not a virtual background. You're gonna have a set.
That's amazing. Yes, that's what I'm like. Yeah, I've been manifesting, so thank you.
You're
Like,
gonna have a set. Start talking to your husband about it. Your environment is going to be altered in some way, somewhere in your home, to have the setup that you want. So just think about, you know, what room it's going to be in, what you can do,
right,
you know, all of that. But you're going to create something that is the full-on brand that you are projecting into the world,
okay,
and nothing else. You know what I'm saying?
right,
Nothing else is creeping in. And think about, you know, as much as possible, it being outdoors if you have the place to support that. And you're going to see in some of the people I'm going to send you, you know, you can see the beautiful back door I have. So, you know, when I can, I'm making videos lately, I'm going out there and doing it out there with all the trees and everything. So it's just another thing to think about. I know you have to go, but we'll work on all of this, because this is exactly where you're at, is visioning into the world, you know, what you're going to create, and us setting everything up to do it.
Yep, exactly. That sounds awesome. Well, thank you so much. This was great. I'm super excited. So yes, I have plenty of homework. I wrote it down, so we are good to go.
Great to be with you, Patty.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate you. I'm excited for all you're creating. And
stay well.
You too. Have a great trip, and I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you. Take care. Bye.
Bye-bye.